Welcome to TSG Foundation's Wisdom of the Zodiac. Today's class and meditation is taken from Volume 2 of Wisdom of the Zodiac by Torkom Saraydarian. Today we will discuss from Chapter 10, titled Cancer, the Light of the Bodies. This is such a beautiful time of the year. Cancer is all about building your future house. And let's just keep in mind that every minute we are building our future house. Every minute, whatever you are doing now is going to build tomorrow, next day, next year, and then stretch it out to the next lifetime. So let's take a look at this chapter. Do open your book. Let's go to page 100. If you read this chapter, there's a beautiful, beautiful story that starts out this beautiful lesson. But go ahead and read that. But for today, let's go to page 100 and go to the bottom of the page. The Cancer full moon has a beautiful keynote. I really love this keynote. And it says, I build a lighted house in which I dwell. Every time I read that, every year, we start this process after the 3 major full moons of Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. We've released the energy. Now, this light that we have released is going to build our lighted house. So imagine dark oceans, dark land, and you have a lighthouse, and that lighthouse is shedding its light everywhere, constantly flashing to make sure that people who are lost, they will find their way to shore safely. People who are sailing will find their right direction. It is a beautiful metaphor for us. So think of yourself as a person with light, and you are building that lighted house, and you're shining it everywhere. You must live in a house which you are building. Your future house is the result of how you currently live. So keep that in mind. How you currently live is building your future house. Let's go to page 101. You have a house of glory, a house of beauty, in which the light of the world dwells. That light can be your own divinity. That light can be God or Christ. Now, what are we talking about? What is that lighted house? That is our chalice. The chalice is the temple that is built by your actions, your emotions, your mind, your spiritual striving. Everything that you do builds that beautiful lighted house. And that lighted house, that chalice, reverberates in everything that you do. When you have a beautiful lighted chalice, your body's thriving. It is vibrant. Your emotions are clear and peaceful. Your mind is able to take information, process, and come to logical, truthful conclusions. Think of light also as truth. What is truth? And how we yearn to have truth in our life. And you are going to build your house with truth, not with falsity, not with made-up stories, but truth. Okay? Now go to page 101 again, that first full paragraph. The energy of Cancer provides those stimulants that evoke materials from us to build the glorious house. You see, that light comes to us from the higher worlds and says, build your lighted house. And what are those materials inside of us? You see, this is really important that we look at the human nature materials that we have inside of us. We have a new book, and you will see it right here, Human Nature. What is our human nature? Sometimes we are thought to believe, or told to believe rather, that we are less than beautiful, less than enlightened, less than honest, that we should be fearful, that we should worry. These are all false. The real human nature is godlike, is divine. So that material is going to be taken out of you, evoked from you, brought out from you. So it's not something that you don't have. You have everything inside of you to build a beautiful house with. So you're going to bring that out that is inside of you. Okay, so there's nothing strange that's going to be taken out, that you are going to build a house that you have no materials for. You have all the materials to build a beautiful house. Well, let's go down a little bit further on page 101. The Cancer full moon is mostly related to building your future, thinking about your future, along with whatever it is you are doing now, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. You are building something. Nothing is lost. Isn't that beautiful? Nothing is lost. If you do something that you are not proud of, you can correct it. Nothing is lost. Every little effort that you make is important. Your actions, emotions, thoughts, and spiritual aspirations and strivings are important. They are recorded in every correction that you made. Everything beautiful that's evoked from you is recorded and is useful and made into material that builds your lighted house. Now go to the bottom page, last paragraph. Spiritual teaching is very simple. See, we make it very complicated. We put words to it. Cosmic this, astral that. The spiritual teaching is really simple. Look what he says. It is not a lot of hocus pocus or complicated psychology and philosophy. Isn't that lovely for us to think, it's not complicated, let's not make it complicated. The teaching of Christ and other great ones is so simple and direct. Okay, let's see what that is. It tells us to think beautiful thoughts, to have beautiful emotions, to relate with our fellow human beings with the nicest way possible, and to keep our actions constructive, helpful, and creative. In this way, we build our future. You see, let us not complicate things. Cancer brings to us that light of simplicity, evokes from us simplicity. Let's not get complicated. Let's not think about karma this and karma that, the past life and the future life. Let's just say, what is it in our physical actions, emotions, mind, and spiritual aspirations that we can evoke from inside of us to build that beautiful house in which we will dwell and we will shed our light to everyone in the world. You can be a holy man. Look at page 102. A holy man if you follow these simple suggestions. Okay, look at the next paragraph. But the most important thing is to create a connection between you and the Almighty Presence so that you live in His presence. Wow, this is beautiful. I tell you, each of you should have this copy. This is volume 2 of 4 volumes of Wisdom of the Zodiac. You will not be able to put this down. Every month you'll have the opportunity to read and study these beautiful books. Let me read that line again. It is so profound for me. You can be a holy man if you follow these, or woman, if you follow these simple suggestions. But the most important thing is to create a connection between you and the Almighty Presence so that you live in His presence. You see, our human nature is divine. We are a spark of God. That is the Almighty Presence in us. If we make that connection and every day remember it, something will really change in our life. People feel guilty, they feel grief and pain, but all of that is of the bodies. We need to put those aside, put the past behind and move forward. Move forward in your life and think of that divine connection that you have inside of you and make that connection. And then you'll see how your life changes. Further down on page 102, I love this paragraph. A spiritual life is not a complicated life. You see, modern esotericism has made it so complicated, so confusing, so convoluted that we can't get our handle on it. But this is so simple. It is the simplest life. So think this month, simplicity. Okay, what is the simplest way I can build my lighted house? Okay? You are going to think about building a mansion for your future tomorrow, your future next year, the future next life. Think of that future in a slowly expanding cycle. When it is built, your mansion will then become a cornerstone for the mansion that you are striving to build for your nation. Now, this is a very important paragraph. Given the conditions of our life, the international relations, the hoopla that we hear about from everywhere in the world, this is the cornerstone paragraph. Let me read that for you and keep this in mind. Read it with me. First, you become a cornerstone in your family, in your community, and in your nation. Look what happens next. A national mansion becomes a cornerstone of the mansion built for humanity. Isn't that beautiful? We are taking into consideration every being in this world, human or other kingdoms, not just the material kingdoms of mineral, vegetable, animal, human, but higher worldly kingdoms. We are building the mansions for everything. Now this temple becomes the temple of humanity, in which the Lord radiates his light. Can you imagine a world structured on this system instead of the one we have that is based on animosity, killing each other, separatism, hatred, jealousy, greed, exploitation, drugs, pornography, crime, and terrorism? This is the life that we hear about every minute of our day on our news feed, on our computers, on our television. But is this what we are working for? Absolutely not. There are beautiful men and women all over the world, in the higher worlds and in this world, who work for the betterment of humanity, and we can be co-workers with them if we are determined to build our lighted house and join our light with the lights of others. Okay, that's the simple message of Cancer. It is so beautiful. Now, let's go right to our meditation. It is so beautiful. I'd really like you to read this chapter slowly and carefully. And if you want guidance on how to use these monthly full moons and how to meditate, how to study, go to our website. We have a 4-step method that we outline every month. You can get our bulletin and it'll tell you exactly how to do it, how to meditate, how to follow, how to read, and how to do the beautiful meditation at the end. It's lovely. Let's go to page 106. Let me read a beautiful paragraph before we do our meditation that starts on page 107. Bottom paragraph. It is time to start the heavy business of going to your spiritual room and taking out the darkness. Okay? We have darkness in our life. We slap our face all the time, our own face, and we slap the faces of others in our thoughts, in our words, in our corrective way that we talk to people, in our emotions. We need to stop doing that. Take out that darkness that puts dark thoughts in people's lives. We take out the simplicity and the beauty and the joy of our life, and we put in grief instead. Now this is saying, don't do that. Let's clean it out so you can bring light to all the corners of your house. One by one, grab darkness by its tail, okay? And say, out. I don't want any more of this jealousy, greed, hatred, malice, and so on. I don't want them because they are poisonous snakes within my nature. I love that. It's beautiful. In order to build a lighted house of humanity, it starts with you and with me. If we each do it, then we will be the cornerstone for our business, for our family, for our community, and so on. So let us not decry the mess that we see in the world. Let's start with our own messes and put light in our house and build our lighted house. Okay? That's beautiful. Let's do this beautiful meditation. That is on pages 107 and 108. I will follow it exactly as it is in the book. In order to do meditation, you're going to sit up straight, relax, take a deep breath, and align first and integrate your bodies, your 3 bodies. So close your eyes and just put yourself together physically, emotionally, mentally. Take a minute to breathe and relax. This is very important. Don't have anything else in your mind. Just relax for about 10 seconds. Let's do that together. Now link yourself to your solar angel and align. And then think of the hundreds, thousands of people all over the world doing the meditation with us. We will begin with a great invocation, slow and careful. Visualize what you are saying. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known. Let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Sound 3 ohms either out loud or quietly. Meditate for a few minutes on how to build your lighted house. What is it that you need to do to build your physical, emotional, and mental lighted house? Be very focused. Don't let your mind wander. Be very logical and take it step by step. Think of the beautiful lighted body, emotions, and mind. Visualize what that looks like for you. Your mansion, what does that look like? Visualize yourself as a son or daughter of light, radiating light everywhere and in everything. Just stand on top of a mountain. Pull your arms out. Put them out and radiate with your eyes, your smile, your hair, your fingers. Everything is radiating light. And have it go around and radiate for miles out in all directions, north, south, east, west. Let your light shine. Repeat after me and stay in that visualization on top of the mountain, radiating light. Lead us, O Lord, from darkness to light, from the unreal to the real, from death to immortality, from the chaos to beauty. Sit on that mountain where you were standing and just stay peaceful for a few seconds. Think of how you have built your lighted house. the steps that you need to take. Open your eyes. Thank you for being with me this month and every month as we bring Wisdom of the Zodiac for you. I hope you enjoy these presentations. Take your time this month and meditate. Follow the 4-step process on how to build your lighted house. And look at these chapters very carefully. This book is beautiful. This is volume 2 that we use today. And how do you choose seed thoughts? You read a page. You look at a word or a phrase and you think, what does this mean? That's contemplative reading. Do that this month so that this idea of simplicity and building your mansion, becoming the cornerstone for humanity, is embedded inside of you. And from here on, for the next 9 months, you will use every month the opportunity to build another part of your lighted house. Okay, thank you for being with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.